Hey everyone, I'm Justin Morris, Country Manager for Modality Systems Australia.
Hello everyone, I'm Dalmir Montagna, Managing Consultant from Modality Systems Australia.
And today we're here to talk about the 5 communication and collaboration challenges in today's modern workplace.
One of the main challenges in today's workplace is how to connect people, processes and information in an effective and productive way. So what's your take on this?
Yeah, I think that's really important because for so many years people have been taking a very kind of analog, scattered approach to getting the right people together and aligning that to the way that they do business and getting through the right information at the right times for those processes. And leveraging status quo tools like just calling people up and hoping they answer the phone, leaving a voicemail, and then hoping they actually return your voicemail, and participating in these very old school ways of conferencing is not getting the results that people need in this day and age in order to stay productive and innovative and competitive. And so where we see Skype for Business helping in that scenario is the ability for, say, you and I to start with an email with each other, and then we decide that we need to get to the bottom of this topic quickly, and so we can escalate to an instant message, be talking over IM, but then decide that it's going to be better if we're actually speaking to each other, so I can escalate straight to a call. And then we might decide, well, I actually need one of our other colleagues in this conversation to get to the bottom of what we're actually talking about. So we bring our third colleague into that conversation, and instantly we've got a conference happening. And from there we can actually share that document that we were talking about and get to an outcome quickly that we're all in agreement, and then move on to that next thing. And we've just saved time and then just accelerated that business process.
So the majority of the workforce today is a mobile workforce. So how do you see unified communications helping on that front?
Yeah, I think UC is a huge enabler of a mobile way of working because it really does unshackle you from your desk and take away that requirement to communicate with a phone on the desk. And now I can communicate from wherever I am and be instantly connected to everybody within my company, but also customers and partners, and wherever I'm logged into Skype for Business, I'm accessible and available, and can use whatever device that I've got at that point in time to communicate with whoever I need to communicate with and be very proactive about that. And that falls in nicely into activity-based working initiatives that a lot of companies are executing on across the region now, providing the right space for the right type of activity that businesses are working on. And then that flows in nicely to the type of devices that people want to work from, whether it's a Surface device like we've got today, or if it's somebody's iPhone or their Android device. They've got Skype for Business on all of those, and they can still be productive and be communicating in real time with everybody that they need to. And then ultimately that enables them to work from anywhere at any time. And so if they need to knock off work early and go and pick up the kids, but then start doing some work after dinner once the kids are in bed or something, they can do that because they've got Skype on all their devices and they've got access to Office 365 for all their documents. Question for you, Dalmir. What do you see the challenges are in terms of the reduced productivity due to poor meeting join experiences?
I think one of the main challenges today is that users have many different devices where they would be joining meetings from. So they have their laptops, their mobile devices, and then they go into a meeting room, they have the meeting room devices. So what happens in most organizations is that people go into a meeting room, they have to follow like 5 to 6 steps just to get the video conferencing device going. And most people, they just give up using the device because it is just too difficult, too convoluted to start the video conference. So for instance, if they need to share content as well, so there are so many different connections that they can use. They can go with HDMI, VDI or VGA, too many cables in the middle of the table, they just don't know what to do, basically. They need to have a way of joining a meeting without having to worry about the connectivity to their laptops, being able to share content without a cable, just going to their laptop using the Skype for Business client, for instance, and sharing the content, a one-touch meeting joining experience as well, where they rock up to the meeting room, they just go to the LCD on the device, just click a button and go from there and fire up the conference.
Nice, yeah, it's definitely consistent with what I've seen as well. But what about things like the high cost and inefficiencies related to maintaining legacy systems that are remaining entirely on premises?
Yeah, I guess one of the main challenges today with legacy systems is that there are many different moving parts to do all of the collaboration suite. So you have a PBX system, then you have a video conferencing system, you have another system to do sharing and collaboration. So it's just too convoluted, too many moving parts, and it's difficult for the IT team to manage all of that infrastructure. That's one of the main challenges that I see today with on-premises. Plus, you have to give training to users on so many different platforms, and yeah, it just makes it really difficult for them to get onto a meeting or to do instant messaging or to collaborate effectively, because yeah, it's just too difficult.
And then lastly, what do you see as the technical considerations of deploying Skype in the cloud?
There are a few technical considerations to look at in terms of deploying cloud PBX. So I guess probably the first phase is to do a requirements gathering exercise, so they understand exactly what are the features that they need, so the requirements, the technical requirements that they need to meet all of those business requirements in the organization, and then from there they can draw up a plan and create an architecture in the cloud that will allow them to move to the cloud in a very transparent and effective way. So that's the first phase. So the second one, so there needs to be synchronization between the directory services on-prem, Active Directory, with Azure AD. So there is single sign-on, so users don't have to have a separate set of credentials to get onto the cloud services. Other considerations as well include whether or not the offices are being migrated into Office 365 have PSTN calling availability in their country. So sometimes you deal with organizations that have offices in various countries, and some of them have PSTN calling, others don't have. For those that don't have PSTN calling, so you need to find a way of integrating the PBX system into Cloud PBX. So one possibility would be to use Cloud Connector Edition. So let's say there is no Skype for Business on-premises infrastructure, and then they, for those countries where PSTN calling is not available, they need to use a local PSTN breakout. So Cloud Connector Edition would be the perfect solution for that. Whereas there are situations where there is some on-premises infrastructure, and there needs to be a way of integrating the on-premises Skype for Business infrastructure with Cloud PBX. So in that case, so the best solution would be a hybrid solution where part of the user population is actually still on premises, but the majority of the user base will be in the cloud, so they can leverage all of the benefits of the cloud and still use the local PSTN breakout for telephony. So yeah, these are the main options. Plus, one of the key components, so this is key to getting the customer migrated into Office 365 Cloud PBX successfully, which is the network, so the underlying network infrastructure. So there needs to be a network assessment to ensure the network is ready for Cloud PBX, and also even after the project there needs to be an ongoing monitoring of the system, just to ensure that the network is always behaving as expected. So network is one of the primary components to be successful with Cloud PBX. So it shouldn't definitely be taken lightly.
Yeah, I think that's what we've seen ourselves historically, is Skype for Business is such a sensitive application to network performance, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we hope that that information's been really helpful to help you plan your migration to Microsoft Communication Cloud. If you'd like further information, please go to www.cloudcollective.com.au. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.